All right, I'm here to do a follow up on this detox tea, right? We're detoxing, you know what this is. This is anti parasitic, microbial, bacterial, right? And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, bring you up to date. So, I don't usually like to report things that I don't have regularly scheduled or on routine. And that's what happened. Remember, I told you one of my children was sick. Well, that went through my whole house. And over a week, it went through like everybody. So everything was like helter skelter, and we didn't get a good routine going with this. So like initially, whenever I do like teas, I like to do them in the morning. When I get up and meditate, that's when I usually put my tea on. Just so you know, it's really good to attach routines to your already existing routines when you're trying something new. And that's exactly what I do. But since we were like off schedule, like everything was off. So we took it at night sometimes, which was not really good because it promotes expelling, right? And so this is what's happening overnight when we take it at night. So ideally we take it in the morning, but I did not put it together on a routine yet because like I said, it went through my house with that flu like type thing. And what it is, I take a tablespoon of this, and I've been using 32 ounces of water, distilled or bottled. Boil it for like 3 to 4 minutes, and I put a tablespoon of this in here. And I let it seep long because like I said, it's 32 ounces. Usually somebody might use um a teaspoon, a tablespoon with about 8 ounces and let it seep for like 10, 15 minutes. But no, I'm gonna like today. You see, this is what it came out like today. But I let it seep for like 2 hours, truth be told, right? Because I only used a tablespoon still. And this was for 3 to 4 people, but you see, I have three because my glass is really big, right? So when it came to nutrition, it's summertime. I really like to go heavy on fruits. But I made a lot of soups last week from scratch. Now, I worked in a lot of restaurants, so I have really good soup recipes, abundant in vegetables and what do you call those? Tubers and all the good stuff, right? I kept it really a little dense, right? Because they were like, you ever get sick and have to vomit and don't have to vomit, or you do and it's just water. So I try to keep it light, but some potatoes, you know what I mean? Some yams. But we didn't exercise. Me and my girls, we usually go 4 days a week at the gym. We only went twice last week, and it wasn't much other than being on my feet. And besides, I was exhausted too. So I didn't get the full on symptoms. And I had my tea every day, even though I did cut back on my wormwood just because I got really exhausted and I just didn't want to overload my system with too much. So I was sleeping all over the place. I didn't get my little straight overnight sleeps in, and I took more naps than usual. And like I said, this is just a recap, right? So the expectation is now we're going to be on routine this week, right? And I went and got this book because every time I do something new, I'm trying to tell y'all, I journal it down. I'm just like really recording the processes, all of them, and I have my children in this one now. So the expectation is that we expel more waste. I noticed that I have. Like, nothing stopped with me. I was on a skin journey. I didn't stop, right? And so I am expelling waste through my lungs, through my skin, and everywhere else that this detox helps me expel things much easier, right? So expelling waste is a little easier on this tea. I just want to say that if anybody has a problem with that, I never do. But I just wanted to give you an update, and I'm going to go through this week because no one's sick around here anymore. There's no flu-like symptoms running through here. So I could just get back on routine with my mindset, nutrition, exercise, sleep, and just keep it up to date this week because that's the secret sauce, y'all. It's the cultural parameters that we live in, right? And so whether it's a tea or whatever it is, whatever the goal, I'm telling you, it's the cultural parameters in which you live. And so I'm going to go through those this week. Now that I have my girls back on board, we will be taking the tea when they get up a little before noon in their summertime, right? Sit on outside on the deck in the sunlight and have our tea. I've already made it when I get up, which will be hours before them. But, so I'm just going to keep you posted. And I just wanted to tell you that I'm noticing easier, more expelling of waste. You know what I mean? And so this is that, y'all. I gave you the recipe. I'm gonna list it again. All right, a tablespoon. Let it seep till it gets brown, and you will taste it. It's delicious. All right, y'all. So that's just the detox tea update.